introduction of communication technology has connected and empowered the world, catalysing the development of modern economies and providing a range of social and political opportunities. However, our experience of the internet as a common and easily accessible good is contrasted by a large portion of the world's lack of access. Access to internet is frequently dependent on the degree of development within a country, which is determined by the level of technological, political, and social progress a nation has. There remains a strong concern of developing nations being left behind within the new technological age, inhibiting entire societies from accessing the booming online international marketplaces that their more technologically advanced, internet-using counterparts are a part of. In this video, we will be focusing on Facebook as a reference point between the two contrasting demographics that can be perceived between the developed United States and developing Western Africa. Developed nations all have similar characteristics in regard to internet capabilities, namely the degree of internet penetration or accessibility for social media platforms such as Facebook. The United States has a high level of internet penetration at 84.2%, allowing a whopping 68% of Americans to use Facebook on a daily basis. Due to being widely accessible and relatively unimpeded, Facebook has become a powerful tool in American society. Contrastingly, developing nations are less able to play a part within the international sphere due to their limited internet access arising from poor network and physical infrastructure. In Nigeria, for example, only 27% of the population have access to the internet, with those worst affected being from rural communities. The poor infrastructure, compounded with mass internet censorship by governments, has resulted in only 8.5% of those living in Nigeria having access to Facebook, limiting their overall online presence. The discrepancy between developed and developing nations in the information age correlates to the digital divide, a term used to define the uneven distribution in access to informational and communication technologies. The economic sphere has been vastly influenced by the introduction of digital technologies, with a strong linear correlation existing between internet use and national economic growth. From connecting businesses with potential customers to lowering market barriers, the introduction of Facebook has resulted in the creation of 80 million small and medium business pages in the United States alone, demonstrating its success in integrating online communication with trade. In 2014, it was estimated that Facebook contributed $227 billion to the global economy, with the United States alone reaping the largest share of $100 billion. Due to lacking the necessary infrastructure to participate in online economic activity provided by platforms such as Facebook, the economic growth experienced by the United States is incomparable with West Saharan Africa, with the entire African continent contributing only $12 billion to the global economy. Evidently, while social media platforms such as Facebook showcase economic advancements in developed regions, such as the United States, the lack of infrastructure in developing nations results in their further marginalization, thereby limiting their economic growth and widening the digital divide. Additionally, the emergence of Facebook has allowed for the increased participation of ordinary individuals to political causes and societal issues, with 34% of Americans engaging in political or social-minded activism movements such as #Black Lives Matter and #MeToo in the past year. These movements demonstrate the potential for Facebook to promote dialogue surrounding racism and sexual assault, thereby giving voice to marginalized demographics and contributing to a progressive society. While developed nations are experiencing an ever-increasing sense of connectivity, developing nations are faced with limited access to information and communication technologies are becoming increasingly isolated from the global narrative. The negative correlation that exists between social media use and corruption illustrates the link between social media access and halted developmental progress, thus demonstrating the role of technological inaccessibility to the digital divide. Despite their existing obstacles, by increasing affordability, funding cost-effective infrastructural programs, and empowering users, governments have made important strides in addressing and responding to the digital divide. However, By analysing the present-day divide between the United States and West Africa, it is clear that social media platforms such as Facebook cannot effectively contribute to social progress until opportunities for access and participation are shared equally.